so much experience surviving those insane, brutal winters, but they were people who were leaders. You guys led that community along with Rose, who's no longer with us, and others. And in any situation, personalities become in conflict, and it's cramped, and it's all these other things. But every night when I would walk in and just visit, Don and Speedy and others were there, staying up, drinking coffee, watching over everything, and making sure that things were as safe as could be, that people were taken care of, and really doing a great job prioritizing who needed what kind of attention. And so when it came time to be able to help Speedy and some of the other leaders of the community, it was a great thing to be able to do. But like Diane said, he wanted to make sure that other people got the help first. That's who he was. That's who he was. And that's how we knew him here in Allentown, as someone who had that kindness, kind heart, a good heart, and a grateful heart. Every time I saw Speedy out front of the convenience store or wherever I saw him in town, even years after he had been housed and maintained his housing, and let's give him credit for maintaining housing for years. Every time I saw him, he said to me, "I'll never forget what you helped do for me, what you and Diane and the others helped do for me." Years and years. He was so grateful and he was so sincere. And he didn't just give thanks to the organizations or the people that helped him. And the image of him yelling at Tom Walker, that's my new favorite image. That's so great. And that was Speedy. He was advocate for people because he knew. But he also always gave credit to God whenever I spoke to him. He said, "God has really blessed me." And I think it was through friends like you, Don, and friends in the community, Kim, and others that he met, whether it was through years on the street or whether it was more recently. I know he had a deep love for his family. He was blessed in all those ways, and he was blessed, I think, finally to be in housing and to be consistently housed, and to his credit, really to work hard to maintain that, because that's not easy. That's not easy. It's so easy to fall through any number of cracks. But Speedy had a community, and Speedy was a leader in that community, but he was also loved and cared for by that community. It was a two-way street, and that's why you're all here, and that's why we're here. And he's going to be someone that we'll never forget. His presence in our lives he was always there, like Diane said. I think that's why people called him Speedy, right? He was just always somewhere. He was always around. He was always there, taking care of his business, taking care of others. And those could have been lessons that he learned through hard times on the street, but he was always there to give back and to mentor and to educate others and to be an advocate for others and to look out for people and try to help people stay on the right path. We're going to miss him very much, and it's unbelievable that he's no longer here with us in Allentown. He's no longer here with us in physical form. But I think about all the different things that can happen on the street and all the darkness there can be on the street or under the bridge. And I think about Speedy and people like him, many people in this room, who are lights in that darkness. And Speedy's light hasn't gone out, it's just been magnified. It's just been brought to a higher place, to a higher mountain. And it's a torch. It's bearing witness to a life that was lived well and a life that loved others well. He was our friend. He was a good man. We're going to miss him. If you have your bulletin, your order of worship, we're going to share now in a unison reading. You might know this. It takes from the prayer called the Serenity Prayer, and it's an appropriate prayer for us today as we think about our friend. Let's join together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change,